Hey everyone, I finished watching the next Wild Force episode, A Father's Footsteps. This is an Alyssa focus episode. Let's see, I don't think we've had one for a while, so this is pretty cool. So anyway, summary, a new org has inhabited a suit of samurai armor, which was owned by, uh, the wise man Kyobi from Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, and also, Master Tao's cousin from VR Troopers. Whatever. Anyway, he's doing karate. The suit of armor turns into an org and attacks him. Jindrax and Toxica show up to recruit the new org. And then we move on to Danny and Max, who are training with Alyssa. She easily defeats them and tells them that she was taught by her father. Then later up on the Animarium, they're talking about how they were training with Alyssa, and Alyssa's really good. And then Taylor shows them. Oh, yeah, they were saying something about. Now I can't remember. I watched the episode like yesterday. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, Taylor shows the other Rangers this newspaper headline all about Alyssa. She's being honored for her environmentalism. Okay. They don't really go into deep detail about that or what it means, but whatever. So anyway, Alyssa gets a call from her father, and he tells her that he's going to be visiting in a few days soon. And so then we see. Oh yeah, we follow Alyssa's day through everything she's doing. She goes to school, she goes to yoga exercise or something, some kind of exercise class. She does this and that, she goes back to school, and then let's see, her father arrives at a karate school and he's talking with the sensei there. Then we cut right back to Alyssa, and Alyssa has a flashback to a couple of years ago where she's karate training with her father. She's really good, but karate isn't really what she wants to do with her life. She wants to go to the university and study nature. And her father is like just super not into that. Someone needs to run the karate school and it has to be you. And she doesn't want to. And then, let's see. Oh, yeah, back to Alyssa's father, who I don't think we ever hear his first name. I'm trying to remember if we ever hear. Because I keep writing my notes Alyssa's father. I wanted to write like Mr. Enrile, but I don't know, that sounded kind of awkward to me. Alyssa's father also sounds awkward to write over and over again, but I don't know what his first name is, so whatever. He's talking with the sensei at the karate school, and the sensei mentions, I'm going to be retiring soon, and I'm going to pass the school on to my son. And, oh, your daughter, she should be getting old enough to take over your school, right? And Alyssa's father is like, no, Alyssa chose school instead, and I do really like this subtle thing here where you can tell he's really disappointed that Alyssa won't be taking over the school, but you can also see there's like a joy in him that he's proud of his daughter and that she made her own choice. It's kind of similar to Mr. Collins in Time Force with Wes, where when Wes tells him, I don't want to be part of your business, I want to do my own thing, and he goes off, and you can tell he's disappointed, but he's also proud of his son for making his own decision. It's a cool little subtle thing that they can pull off here. So then, meanwhile, we see the Samurai Org is attacking, and the Rangers go to stop him. Shayla calls Alyssa away from school. Alyssa goes down to her professor, and she's like, I gotta go. I don't know why she had to tell him. Like, it looks like a college class. If you need to leave, you can just leave. Like, she gets a call, and then, like, that's already disruptive. It doesn't seem like you need to go and disrupt the class, and whatever. Back to the thing. Let's see. Alyssa's father arrives at the university. Apparently, he and Alyssa had agreed to meet at 3. And she doesn't make the time. She's out fighting the monster. And so he's looking at his watch. Oh, where is she? And he goes down to, he finds her professor, and he's like, hey, do you know where Alyssa is? And the professor's like, oh, yeah, she had to leave in the middle of my class. She disrupted my class. And he's really uppity about it. Like, I know that like this is college and Alyssa probably shouldn't have bothered to go and disrupt the class to tell him she had to leave. She should have just left. But on the other hand, this guy's being really snippy to somebody who he doesn't know. Whatever. Anyway, Alyssa's father is like, she cut class, what? And then we see a flashback from his point of view, and this time it's Alyssa just begging him to let him, let her, yeah, him to let her go to the university, and he's like, tell you what, if you really want to go, you must pass my tests. Stop the sword! And he holds up a wooden training sword and is like swinging it at her, and then accidentally like actually does hit her, and she's still like begging, "Oh, I'm sorry, but please let me go." And he's like, "Okay, I understand. You're really determined about this." And then he gets down. He tells her, "You can go with my blessing." And she's super happy. He's disappointed, but also happy for her that she's happy. And then we see in the present, he's really confused. Like, she really wanted to go to the university, genuinely. Like, it wasn't just that she didn't want to run the ninja school in his place, she really wanted to go to school, and so he's really confused about why would she cut class when this is what she wanted so much. And so then he's walking away, and then we see this big explosion in the background, and he turns and he's like, "Whoa, what is that?" And he runs to see what's going on, even though everybody else is running away. Whatever. He's not from around here, I guess. He sees, let's see, the Rangers battling the Samurai Org, and he marvels at the ability of the White Ranger in particular. He's like, oh, wow, she's a good fighter. And, let's see, the Org, let's see, he's watching the White Ranger fighting the Samurai Org, and she does this, stance, and he recognizes it. He's like, oh, that's like the stance my family uses. And then the monster, the Samurai Org, lunges at the White Ranger with his sword, and then she manages to catch it in the same way that Alyssa couldn't stop the wooden sword her father was using in that one flashback. But, so yeah, anyway, she manages to stop it. She defeats the Org with the other Rangers. Toxa shows up, revives the Org. The Rangers get the Zords. They defeat the Org for good. It's pretty simple, standard, by the numbers stuff at that point. But we see Alyssa's father had been watching the Rangers, and he's like, huh. And you can tell in his mind, he's going over the White Ranger. Is that my daughter? I don't know for sure. So then Alyssa runs to where she was going to meet with her father, and her father is still there, waiting for her, and he's looking at the newspaper. He sees the headline Taylor showed the others earlier about Alyssa getting an honor from the state or the school or something about her environmentalism, and he's really proud of her. And let's see, oh yeah, right before that we have another flashback with Alyssa. It's Alyssa's packing up to go to the university, and she overhears her father, and I'm assuming it's her mother, discussing her going to university and not taking over the karate school, and the father telling the mother that he understands this is her choice, and it's the right choice if it's what she really wants to do. And it's a nice little scene there. I kind of wish we could have seen more of, I'm assuming that's her mother? It's kind of weird, they don't mention her mother like anywhere else in the episode. Whatever. So anyway, Alyssa finally shows up to her father, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to leave, I have to catch a bus. And she's like, so soon? Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I just wanted to tell you I'm really proud of you. And he turns to leave, and then he turns back and says, you're my white tiger. And she laughs and walks with him to the bus station. It's a cute moment, and that's the end of the episode. And this is a really good episode. It's a good focus for Alyssa. It's a really unique episode in the way it's formatted, with a lot of context being revealed through flashbacks. That's not something we usually get in Power Rangers, and it's a really clever way to set the story up. I don't really know what else to say about it. This is a pretty simple, straightforward episode, despite being told in like a lot through flashbacks. Jindrax and Toxica show up for a few seconds. They're not really big important characters here. They're barely characters. They've kind of lost their personalities after getting zapped by Master Org a few episodes ago, so they're kind of dull at the moment. I do really like seeing more of a Ranger's family be introduced. Very often in Power Rangers, we don't see too many characters' families, despite them being usually pretty young and like living at home, assuming. Let's see, back in Mighty Morphin, there were episodes where we saw like everybody's parents, but then after cast switches happened, it became more and more rare to see more of a Ranger's family. Let's see. And sometimes it would be inconsistent. Sometimes the actors would be switched out behind the scenes. Let's see. I was thinking about like past seasons where we see Ranger's parents or other relatives. Usually, about half the team, we'd see maybe a parent or two, or like some other relative. But yeah, very rare to see like any family members. So it's always cool for that to be an element in an episode. Don't really know where I'm going with this. I'm kind of rambling now, I think. There's not a whole lot to say about this. The Samurai Org is cool looking. There's not really a whole lot else to him. I really like how they worked in her stopping the sword with the flashback of her missing the sword, and it's a subtle like thing to her father that, oh, so she is like still training when he knows that, oh, the White Ranger is my daughter, and so now I know that she is actually improving. She's not completely given up on her training, and also at the beginning we see her training with Danny and Max, and she can easily defeat them. So we see that despite her focus going to school, she also focuses on her karate. She's not diminishing in her talents and abilities or anything. And eventually, maybe she could go back and run the karate school. Although she doesn't, if you remember the ending to Wild Force, whatever. Anyway, the next episode coming up is Sing Song, which is like a very weird episode for Power Rangers. It's one of my favorites. I really like it. It's definitely it's like an episode that really stands out as being really unique, not just in Wild Force, but in Power Rangers as a whole, because it's a musical episode, kind of. Some people really love it, some people really don't like it, but I like it. I really like it. I have a bit of a nostalgic personal connection to it, because I remember being really sick and watching this episode, and it really made me feel better at the time. So anyway, that's next time. So that's all for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.